What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and as I'm still doing my research for Jason Todd, I thought it'd be fun to make a video looking at a character from the media and comparing them to the comic books, asking the question, which version is better, the media version or the comic book version? And in this video, we're going to be focusing on Tony Stark, Iron Man. So the Iron Man in the comics has a very large portfolio of publications in his 52-year run of Marvel Comics so far, but for the most part, only a handful of these stories are actually considered classics in Marvel Comics proper. Stories like Armor Wars, dealing with Justin Hammer stealing the plans of the Stark armor, Demon in a Bottle, dealing with Stark's alcoholism and Extremis, which is the basis for most of the content behind the Iron Man films, easily fit the bill of being classics, but the crown jewel of Iron Man's publication history comes with Civil War. And the reason for this is because Iron Man was not very interesting in the comics leading up to Civil War. Demon in a Bottle was the only real story that made Iron Man feel almost human, but since it was a miniseries, that feeling went away almost immediately. Sure, he was a founding member of the Avengers, but when compared to characters like Captain America, Thor, or even Ant-Man, Hank Pym, Stark seems almost as emotionless as his armor. Now, all this changed with Civil War, and the reason why is because during this series, Stark went from being a moderately decent character to a point of major discussion and contrition among comic book fans given his stance in support of superhuman registration, and comic book fans even went as far as to renounce his motives and simply just consider him an all-out asshole. And Marvel Comics, recognizing this opinion, kept this opinion going among comic book characters in Marvel Comics who would go forward hating Tony Stark entirely. In addition to this, Tony Stark's reaction to the death of Captain America gave us a depth of character hitherto unseen in his entire publication history in Marvel Comics. Now, what Tony Stark and the Marvel Cinematic Universe lacks in character history is made up for with the character itself. Tony Stark from the Marvel Cinematic Universe is uncouth, unconcerned, and downright belligerent, but is hysterical in doing it the entire time. Whether he's making candid sexual references to Pepper Potts,
I want an American cheeseburger, and the other
that's enough of that.
Is not what you think. I want you to call for a press conference now.
getting drunk at a party, or else dealing with his robots, Tony Stark in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is light years ahead of his comic book counterpart in terms of charisma, comedy, and downright interest. In addition, his character is also given depth when we see him dealing with the ramifications of the Extremis program, when we see him dealing with the ramifications of all the Stark armor, and looking to the future with regards to the Age of Ultron storyline, where Tony Stark is revealed to have been the one that created Ultron, and the fallout of creating an immense being with such incredible power who would go on to become a villain against the Avengers. So the question becomes, who comes out on top of this debate? Is it comic book Tony Stark? Or is it media Tony Stark? Of course it's the media version of Tony Stark. Why wouldn't it be? This character is hands down the best version of Tony Stark that has been presented to us to date, and is done in such a way that this actually revitalized interest in Tony Stark and led Marvel to create Superior Iron Man, a comic book version of Tony Stark which is almost identical to the version that we see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and bring this video to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know down in the comments section which version of Iron Man you prefer the most. I will catch you guys later. Peace. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. There you can keep up with all the updates from Comics Explained and talk to me directly.